Hola, potential seekers of sunshine and simpler living. Welcome back to our channel, and today we are going to touch on a subject that we get many questions about. How much does it really cost to live in Portugal? First, we would like for you to know that there is a housing crisis in Portugal. We always keep this in mind to give the fantastic people of Portugal better opportunities to live where they work. I'm Crystal, along with my husband Rob. Costs of living here for a couple can vary greatly depending on your lifestyle and where you want to live, so we will present ranges of possible costs that we have seen from our experience, while acknowledging that others may experience different conditions due to a variety of reasons. Generally speaking, as you may have heard, costs of living are highest in the bigger cities and along the coasts, where there are generally more resources and amenities, and you can often live less expensively in smaller inland towns. But a range of budgets can work in any of these environments. One of the biggest expenses relates to housing, whether you purchase or rent a home. If you buy a home, the monthly mortgage payments can vary widely depending on the amount of down payment, the size and age of the home, and where it is located. Rents can vary as well, but if you live in the Lisbon area, rent for a one-bedroom apartment may range from €1,000 to €2,000 a month, and a three-bedroom apartment could rent from €1,500 to €3,000 a month. Again, you can always find outliers, but this is what we have recently seen. Remember that you can always pay more if you want something more luxurious. To the north, in the inland cities of Braga or Coimbra, you might rent a cozy one-bedroom apartment for €500 to €1,500 a month, and a three-bedroom apartment for €800 to €2,000 a month. In the smaller inland mountain towns, charming older houses or apartments can be rented for even less if that is what you are looking for. Other housing-related costs can also vary, and some may be included in your rent. But we have found other housing utility costs to vary from roughly €200 to €350 a month. Food budgets can also vary widely depending on where and how you live and eat. If you mostly eat at home, your monthly food bill may be as low as €500, but if you mostly eat out and enjoy higher-end restaurants from time to time, you could spend up to €2,000 a month. You can see by the wide potential cost ranges that we are providing that your location and lifestyle have a big impact on how much it costs to live in Portugal. When preparing your budget, it is necessary to estimate your amounts within these ranges on the basis of how and where you may want to live. Healthcare costs can also vary, and health expenses seem to be increasing everywhere, but we have found that our higher-end private health insurance for two adults with some health issues will cost about €350 a month for 2025, and our co-payments for medical appointments and procedures have been about a third of what might be found in places in the US. Transportation costs will also vary depending on your amount and means of travel, and whether or not you own a car or rely on public transportation. We like to live where we can walk to most amenities, but decided to own a car for bigger shopping trips and explorations around the country. The trains, buses, and Ubers are also efficient and cost-effective ways to travel. We purchased a 2019 Renault for about €20,000, and it has served us well for 3 years. We also like to travel to other European cities, and plane fares within the European Union are surprisingly low. But each trip also generally includes lodging and activity expenses, so these trips will want to be included in your budget as well. And you may have other expenses to consider, such as childcare and personal services. But we have found most expenses in Portugal to be 25% to 30% lower than in many Western countries, such as the UK, US, or Canada. With all things considered, the mid-range of costs for a couple living a very comfortable but not extravagant lifestyle in a relatively high-demand location, the total cost of living could range from €3,000 to €5,000 per month. Again, you can live on considerably more or less depending on your lifestyle and exact location, but we think this could be a good amount for initial planning purposes in 2025. See you soon, and thanks for watching.